A very good evening and welcome to this Saturday's edition of News First Weekend, coming to you live from our News First studios. I'm Arundhati Mudanayaka. Let's start off with a look at the stories making headlines this evening.
President warns those who delay increasing taxes on cigarettes.
මේක වැඩි කල් අදින්න නැතුව කළ යුතු දේ කළ යුතුයි කියන එක ආණ්ඩුවේ සිටින සියලු දෙනාට මම මහරගම රෝහලේ ඉඳලා කියනවා රටටම ඇහෙන්න.
SLFP ready to celebrate its 65th anniversary. Politician from Ampara submits list seeking sand excavation permits for associates. Finance Minister responds to a statement made by Minister Navin on stepping down.
සල්ලා නොදැනුවත් කමින් වෙලා ඇති. ඊට පස්සේ දැනුවත් කිරීම තුලින් මම හිතන්නේ ප්‍රකාශ වෙන්නේ නැහැ.
President Maithripala Sirisena, who took the leadership to guide the country towards good governance, celebrates his 65th birthday today. News First wishes strength for the President to carry his journey forward towards creating a prosperous country. Happy birthday, Mr. President. Meanwhile, the President attended several events today.
The President celebrated his birthday with the patients at the Apeksha Hospital in Maharagama. The President, whilst declaring open the new blood bank at the hospital, also registered himself as a first donor at the blood bank. The President declared open the new medical complex at the hospital and also inspected the facilities.
ප්‍රතිකාර අංශ ශක්තිමත් කරනවා වගේම රෝග වැළැක්වීම නිවාරණය සම්බන්ධයෙන් පුළුල් ජාතික වැඩසටහනක
I see the importance of having a broad national program in order to strengthen the medications division to prevent this disease. On World No Tobacco Day, a local specialist doctor made a brief statement. He said the government had made tax amendments. He added that the government had also reduced the tax on cigarette companies. I informed him that I was not aware of that and that I was heading to the cabinet meeting later that day. I told him that once I go there, I will make a proposal to increase the taxes on cigarette companies. When I said that the taxes need to be increased by 90%, the recommendations that come into cabinet do so in a very lethargic pace. I understand who is behind this. Therefore, from the hospital in Maharagama and for the country to hear, I tell those in the government to do what needs to be done without delaying it any further.
The President also attended a scholarship award ceremony at the auditorium of the National Youth Services Council.
On the 8th of January last year, he stepped away from all positions for democracy, for your rights. Back then, when I go overseas, I have made clarifications to the international community in order to protect the government. But today, when we travel overseas, we are greatly accepted. No one questions us. No one seeks excuses. They speak of the President.
Over the past few days, eye clinics took place in several areas in line with the President's birthday. These clinics were spearheaded by the Presidential Secretariat and the Ministry of Health.
All preparations have been made to hold the 65th anniversary celebrations of the Sri Lanka Freedom Party at the Madiga Pite grounds in Kurunegala tomorrow.
We have
identified our main issue, that is the inadequacy of buses. Supporters have made plans to bring private buses from all districts. We have made preparations for them to carry out those tasks in that manner. We have informed them to come in a procession from the location where they park the buses. Some people are spreading rumours to disrupt this. That has become another strength for us to gather more people. SLFPers do not like to see the party being separated. They do not like to see the UNP benefiting from it.
එක්සත් ජාතික පක්ෂයට ඒ වාසිය අරගෙන දෙනවාට
ඒකාබද්ධ විපක්ෂයයි කියා ගන්න කණ්ඩායම කළ යුත්තේ අපිට ඇඟිල්ල දික් කිරීම නෙමෙයි.
The people who call themselves the joint opposition should not be pointing fingers at us. The party anniversary is our birthday. They should be providing their blessings for it. What they are doing is something totally different. My argument is that they are carrying out this task based on various insights and misinformation.
එහෙම නැත්නම් කියවනත් හේතු මත සහ නොයෙකුත් කරුණු නොදැනීම මත සිදුවන දෙයක් කියලායි මගේ තර්කය තියෙන්නේ.
අපි බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා හෙට මේ ස්ථානෙට
We hope to bring more than 100,000 SLFPers. There was no talk of the SLFP or the sign of the SLFP during these days. Now the SLFP and the sign of the SLFP has surfaced. We can say that the party is reborn with its 65th anniversary.
The Youth Front of the Sri Lanka Freedom Party convened a media briefing today.
The SLFP is not limited to mere placards or party headquarters. It is for the people. The party anniversary does not belong to a single individual. If one is not attending the event based on influence, then one must question, does that act disrespect the party? Associates were also summoned, and they too have been questioned if they are going or not. Were the Balamandala consulted when removing organisers in the past? Which Balamandala was consulted when Pillayan and Karuna Amman were included to the party and given ministries? Balamandala is not created to sabotage any activities. The party supporters have the urge to attend. We believe that the Sri Lanka Freedom Party can move forward when it is created in accordance to the Bandaranayake policies. The only SLFP leader at present is President Maithripala Sirisena. As youth, we have decided that persons who live like animals in society as well as the rogues, corrupt and burglars do not need to be involved in the convention. Persons who fall under that category will not attend the convention. All those who are not tainted will be attending the convention. Politically lost and insane persons are telling tales. Such persons were disgracing the late Bandaranayake. Will those persons be able to even get elected to the Pradesh Sabha in the coming elections? It must be made clear that the Sri Lanka Freedom Party will continue its journey forward by cutting ties with all extremist parties. Untainted SLFPers will go to Kurunagala. No matter what issues they have with the party and no matter what obstacles are ahead, we will stand tall with the government. It must be made clear that the SLFPers will go to the Maligapitiya grounds in Kurunagala. Day by day, the numbers that join with the party policy increases. When numbers in the other side decrease, numbers in this side increases. It is not the other way around. Is it not loyalty to the party when President Maithripala Sirisena took over the reins of the defeated Sri Lanka Freedom Party after taking over votes of 6.2 million? The SLFP lost elections. We did not vote for Maithripala Sirisena. However, President Maithripala Sirisena has placed the executive presidency on a plate and given it to the SLFPers.
The youth politicians pledged that they would attend the convention tomorrow.
State Minister of City Planning and Water Supply, Dr. Sudashini Fernandopulle, expressed the following views at an event in Siduwa today.
When we want to wish our parents on New Year's Day, do we call the media and ask them whether we should wish our parents and whether to worship them with betel leaves? Tomorrow is our party anniversary. We did not go around asking people whether we should attend the anniversary celebrations. We have a definite responsibility to attend the celebrations of our party anniversary and to strengthen the future journey of our party and to create a strong SLFP government by 2020.
General Secretary of the Sri Lanka Freedom Party expressed the following views during our program Newsline.
MP Duminda Disanayake, what would you do if you had to travel overseas on the day of the party anniversary?
There's no reason to ask that because I would not travel overseas. There's one other thing that you need to know. The organization that has invited former President Mahinda Rajapaksa has also extended invitations to all other parties in the country. The Sri Lanka Freedom Party appointed 3 representatives. When we informed them that their names have been recommended, they informed us in return that the party anniversary is more important to them.
Minister Sajith Premadasa expressed the following while facilitating the access of water for the people of Rammududeva Suryababa, a program which is commissioned as part of the 70th anniversary of the United National Party.
There were attempts to pull down President Maithripala Sirisena without allowing him to provide leadership to strengthen the Sri Lanka Freedom Party. Now who is attempting to do the same? It is the former president who was rejected by the people. That is what we call extreme hypocrisy. Why is there so much of greed to obtain state powers? Is it to serve you? No, my friends, this is because they have tasted the flavor of money. They're obsessed with the taste of stacks of currency notes ranging from dollars to euros. This gang of rogues are now living the legacy of being the richest group of politicians of the world after extorting stacks of dollars in commissions.
New කණ්ඩායම් බවට මේ අය විරුදාවලිය ලබාගෙන තිබේ.
Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe held discussions with US Assistant Secretary of State for South and Central Asian Affairs Nisha Biswal in Singapore yesterday.
US Assistant Secretary of State for South and Central Asian Affairs Nisha Biswal has announced that the United States is prepared to assist in the welfare and betterment of the Sri Lankan people. A statement from the Prime Minister's office said that Sri Lanka's current development drive and political challenges faced in the Asian region were discussed at this meeting. Nisha Biswal had also commended the programs of the consensual government. The statement goes on to note that long-term sustainable programs for the people in the north to get back to their normal lives was also discussed at the meeting.
Still in local news, two groups of UNP supporters clashed in Chilao last night.
Supporters of the UNP Chilao joint organizer Hilary Prasanna had been setting up decorations last night ahead of the UNP membership promotion campaign for today when they were attacked by another group.
මට පහර දුන්නා. නමුත් එතන හිටු පොලිස් නිලධාරීන්ට මම ඒගොල්ලෝ දන්න සිටියා මම අත්අඩංගුවට ගන්න කියලා නම් පොලිසිය ඒක නොසලකා වුණේ යන්න ඇරියා.
Supporters of Hilary Prasanna had filed a complaint with the Chilao police over the incident. Following the arrival of MP Shanta Sisira Abesekara at the police station, a tense situation arose. Thereafter, Hilary Prasanna informed the DIG in charge of Puttalam over the incident.
Shanta entered the police station and threatened me with something like a pistol that he pulled out. I informed the HOI that I wanted to make a complaint. He said that he will make a note of it. At that time, threats were made. I am at home and I require police protection. If not, there will be a serious issue. He clearly threatened me.
පොලිස් ස්ථානයේ අස්සේ කෑ ගහමින් දැඩි මරණ තර්ජන කෙරුවා. මං ගෙදර ඉන්නේ දැන් මට පොලිස් ප්‍රොටෙක්ෂන් දෙන්න වෙයි නැත්නම් මේ ලොකු ප්‍රශ්නයකටපත් වෙනවා. හොඳයි පැහැදිලි තර්ජනයක් කළා. මං පොලිසියට ගිය
Hilary Prasanna was at the police station when I went there. When I went there, I asked him whether he is the UNP bigwig at present for him to attack the fellow UNPers. I did not ask anything apart from that. How can I threaten him at the police station? Weren't there anyone from the station at the time?
දැන් වීඩියෝ එකක් නිකුත් වෙලා තියෙනවා. මොකද්ද වීඩියෝ එක? අපිට කියන්නේ මේ ඔබතුමා පොලිසියේදී කෑ ගන්න වීඩියෝ එක.
පොලිසියට කෑ ගැහුවේ ඒකයි මට වේදනයි මගේ අවුරුදු ගාණක් හිටපු එක්කෙනෙකුට පහර දීම සම්බන්ධව. මට ගිනියයි පෙන්වන්න අවශ්‍ය නැහැ. මම මොකද පොලිසියකට ගිනියයි පෙන්වන්නේ?
Both factions held separate meetings this evening. Our correspondent reported that a heavy security detail was experienced in the area.
Minister of Finance Ravi Kannanayaka attending an event in the North Colombo electorate to distribute dry rations to low-income families expressed the following views.
We have commenced a journey through investments instead of obtaining loans as a country. What we want is to create an economy where the country can stand on its feet. I do not know the people who say such things. You will have to ask from Iran. I think Iran is wrong in this matter. Iran is not the Sri Lankan representative. I do not know. I do not know this. I do not think that such a statement has been made. It must have happened without knowledge. Such things will not happen.
The Northern Railway tracks end at the Kankasanture train station. However, the final stop of this morning's northbound train was another 140 feet beyond the scheduled stop point.
Train number 4442 from Jaffna to Colombo had derailed this morning as the driver had lost control of the train's speed. The train had moved ahead another 140 feet due to a fault in its brakes. The train engine and 2 compartments were damaged following the incident. The railway's control room said that there was a fault in the brakes since yesterday after it crashed into cattle, and the train resumed operations today following temporary repairs. The railway's control room said that the derailment was caused by the same fault today. Technical officers of the Anuradhapura control room had been called to put the the derailed train back on track, and General Manager of Railways BAP Aryaratna said that the incident will be investigated.
It has been 60 years since the people of this village started their struggle in search of clean drinking water. Thanks to the Gammadha 100 Days initiative, what was once a dream became a reality.
The Gammadha 100 Day initiative. With the people, for the people.
Sigiri gale aviliuve numbai pute.
Giving new hope to the people of Burlagama, this water project commenced on the 20th of July as the inaugural project of the Gammadha 100 Day initiative. Providing a drinking water supply to the village, situated atop a hill, was not an easy task. Finding a clean water source was our main challenge. However, as a result of all the hard work, a clean water source was discovered. The project, which included storing water from the source and making it easily available for the people, was vested in the people today.
Many gave us false promises. People were deceived by them. I do not think that those people will be able to come to the village hereafter. This is a benevolent deed.
I came to live here in the 1950s. Since then, there was no proper drinking water supply. Thanks to the service rendered by you, we are very happy. The event to vest the project in the public was held under the auspices of Nidra Veerasinghe, Group Director of Electronic Media Business of the Capital Maharaja Organisation Limited, and officials of Brandix, which provided financial assistance for this project. We who work for the people with people are most happy about the fact that we were able to complete a special project with the support and unity of the people. This is an example that we set for the younger generation. Nothing is impossible when you have determination.
This is what the Capital Maharaja Organisation expects. This is our strength. A clean glass of water. The people who drank unclean water for over 60 years will no longer have to consume unclean water. They can now drink clean water. This is the proof of this statement.
A
little child was holding a board like this exactly 46 days ago. This is that board. I told them to keep it safe because it tells the story of how the thirst of 60 years was ended. The thirst has ended and we no longer need it. So I hand this over to you. Brandix decided to provide financial assistance through the Gammadha initiative as it helps people who really need it. Sirasa, through the Gammadha program, sets a massive example. Gammadha program is like swimming upstream. Coming among the people, listening to their grievances and providing help is indeed a benevolent task.
Handing over the responsibility of maintaining the work of the project to the public, Gammadha Savi organisation was also set up, while a certificate guaranteeing that the water from the project is clean enough for consumption was handed over to the district secretary.
The Gammadha 100 Day initiative. With the people, for the people.
Well, today marks the 150th Police Day.
Religious observances were held in line with the National Police Day this morning. Buddhist religious observances were held at the Hunupitiya Gangarama temple under the patronage of the Inspector General of Police Pujit Jayasundara. Catholic religious observances were held at the St. Mary's Church in Bambalapitiya, while the Hindu religious observances were held at the Kadireshan Kovil in Bambalapitiya. The IGP also held Islamic religious observances at the Devatagaha Jummah Masjid. A theme song and the first day cover for the 150th National Police Day was launched under the auspices of the Minister of Law and Order and Southern Development Sagar Ratnayaka and IGP Pujit Jayasundara.
Sri Lanka police comes to our mind every time we are in trouble. It adapted from time to time. The necessary divisions had been created. The oldest division was the CID. From there onwards, a number of other divisions were created as per the requirements. The FCID was the most recent. We are prepared to do more in the future. The hopes we have for the police are immense. As a government, we have big hopes for the police. The people want to live in a violence-free, peaceful environment. It is an important factor that the mental and physical well-being of the officials who work for this task day and night is developed.
The body of an airman who had died of suspicious circumstances has been discovered on the airport road in Ratmalana. Details on Crime Watch. The body discovered 30 meters down Airport Road early this morning is of an airman attached to the Ratmalana Airport. Our correspondent.
Yesterday, Action TV revealed that the Ampara District Secretary had been following the instructions mentioned in the circular in issuing permits for soil excavation for the issuing of sand permits as well. Due to a committee being appointed through this process, the divisional secretaries, the Department of Irrigation, the Central Environmental Authority and the Geological Survey and Mines Bureau have not been able to take any independent decisions on the matter. The Galloy River Basin is the main source for sand in the district. However, compared to other areas in the country, this area has a very minimum number of irregularities and environmental issues when it comes to sand mining. Documents go on to show that regulations and restrictions that attributed towards this were subject to amendments following the change that took place on the 8th of January 2015. Though the amendments were done based on the needs of the committee appointed by the district secretary, there is politics behind this. This is because existing regulations have been eased and more permits have been issued to persons with monetary support and not to people who find it difficult to make ends meet. The District Secretary has directed a letter to the Geological Survey and Mines Bureau requesting for more permits for sand mining. Among the names mentioned in the letter are the names of the brother of former Minister P. Dayaratna, a secretary and a wealthy businessman. Even after the businessman had sold his permit and when sand mining is taking place in violation of the rules and regulations, the committee appointed by the District Secretary does not take any action. It is more evident that the committee has been appointed to cater the needs of associates from this letter addressed to the District Secretary from Minister Daya Gamage. The minister in this letter notes that permits must be granted to the names mentioned in the letter, citing that there is a shortage in sand in the area and that this is a way to resolve it. One of the persons mentioned in the list is the person who obtained a contract for the construction of a bridge in Karana in April and removed sand from the site without even paying the sum owed to the state. The challenge faced by the Road Development Authority and the National Water Supply and Drainage Board is solely due to the ad hoc politics that is active in Ampara on the looting of natural resources from the Galloy River. When considering the actions taken by the committee of the District Secretary for the benefit of the political authority on making amendments to the regulations, the fate that would befall the pipes and the Galloy Bridge cannot be prevented. Secretary to the Ministry of Mahaweli Development and Environment, this is over to you.
The body of an airman who had died of suspicious circumstances has been discovered on the airport road in Ratmalana. The body discovered 30 meters down Airport Road early this morning is of an airman attached to the Ratmalana Airport. Our correspondent reported that serious wounds were evident on the back of the body of the deceased. A Sri Lanka Air Force checkpost is located roughly 50 meters away from where the body was found. Following the magisterial inquiry this afternoon, the body was moved to the Kalubowila Hospital. Investigations are underway to determine whether the death was caused by an accident or a homicide. The deceased was a 38-year-old from Agalavatta, Matugama, and was a father of two. And in sports news this evening, Sri Lanka has recalled experienced batsman Upul Tharanga for the 5th one-day international against Australia after captain Angelo Matthews was ruled out of the rest of the tour with a calf injury. The match will be played at the Pallekele International Cricket Stadium as a day and night encounter. Sri Lanka also included batsman Niroshan Dikwella and all-rounder Dasun Shanaka in its 16-man squad for tomorrow's match. Spin bowler Lakshan Sandakan and all-rounder Thisara Perera were left out. Dinesh Chandimal will captain the team tomorrow. Australia has already secured the series 3-1. And with that, we wrap up tonight's edition of Weekend Primetime News. Thank you very much for joining us. Good night.